Hey, Pauls. Warm greetings and heartiest thanks from the behalf of Vedic Astrology YouTube channel dedicated to bringing to you all the odds and the facts related with Vedic Hindu astrology. And this morning, I'm going to astrologize the significance of the third house and the lordship planet of the third house in different zodiacs across various natal charts, only for the purpose of enriching your insight into the unfathomable dane of the Vedic Hindu astrology, unfathomable dane of the occult, of the mystic and the unknown. So, before moving forward, or diving deep into the third house lord, let's understand very precisely the significations of the third house. Third house signifies our childhood friends, the surroundings that we exist in, and that is our neighborhood. Our siblings also signified by the third house. Now, third house signifies body portions starting from our throat till our fingertips, and for the right-handers, it will primarily be the right hand, and for the left-handers, it will completely be the opposite, the left hand. And as general, you can understand it in this way: the third house represents our hands. Again, third house also represents our communication skill. Here you'll have to remember one thing, that communication through speech is represented by the second house, but any kind of communication through writing or through electronic media or or through facial expressions or through any kind of bodily gestures are signified by the third house, and the position or the situation of the third house lordship planet in a particular natal chart. Again, third house also represents legal issues and tours and travels, small travels in general. Tours and travels organizations, packaging, logistics, and deliveries, such sort of organizations are also represented by the third house. Most importantly, third house signifies our willpower, our bravery, our courage to do anything, to fight through anything to winning, our skills, our indomitable spirit to keep on fighting and working harder, that is our effort. So these qualities are represented by the third house. And to understand the lordship planet of the third house and the position of lordship planet of the third house across various natal charts, you'll have to understand that third house or lordship planet of the third house bestows on the life of the native the quality of working harder, harder and harder with never giving up attitude, the skills to keep on putting on effort time and time again till you win. Now, also understand very precisely the fields of professions related with the third house in general. Of course, I'll go deeper into that segment, but first, let me put it in precise way. So, as we already have understood, that third house represents communication skills. So, any kind of communication media is the fields of profession referred by the third house and the lordship planet of the third house. Writing skill, such as novelists, story writers, editors, publishing house, media house, are the fields of professions indicated by the third house and its lordship planet. Now, in the universal natal chart of Kalpurusha, third house is the Gemini, the lordship planet of it being the Mercury. So, any kind of marketing jobs or banking jobs or any kind of jobs related to numbers, such as accountants, statisticians, auditors, even the numerologists, have strong third house or strong placement of third lordship planet of third house in their particular natal chart. Again, as third house represents our bravery, our courage, our willpower to fight through any kind of troublesome situations, to fight through struggles, to become victorious, to lay the leafy banners high on the opposition. So, third house also signifies defense services like being on the police, being on the army, being on the navy, and so on. So, let's understand the astrological and karmic pattern of the third house. In Gita, it is told, as I have already mentioned it in my another video, depicting the significance of the third house particularly. It is told that to keep on working without thinking of the result. So, and as you all know, that it is really impossible to to reach any kind of grandiose heights without setting up your goal first. So, Gita is not false. It is our inability to understand the meaning underneath. So, for enriching ourselves with the awareness of the karmic pattern as referred in the Gita, you will have to first understand one thing, and that is to understand that every soul has a specific and a particular purpose for arrival on this existence of Maya, on this world of Maya. And we, the human beings, forget the very purpose of our existence, of our arrival on this Mother Earth at the time of our arrival, instantly, immediately. I mean to say that we have noticed that babies cry at the time of their birth. Until they cry, it is said that our heart does not start functioning, indicating our non existence on this planet Earth. It is for this reason, I mean to say that babies cry for the reason that Nemesis makes us forget the very purpose of our arrival on this world of Maya immediately at the time of our birth. And Nemesis does it not for the purpose of diverting us, but for the purpose of letting us choose, letting us work, letting us live, enjoy living on this planet Earth with complete freedom, so that we can choose on our own, we can take decisions on our own. So we'll have to understand first the things Mother Earth is asking us to do, so that she can bless us with the abundance that Mother Earth has in offering for all the souls. We have to understand the stuffs that we should do, that destiny wants us to do, that destiny wants us to work for the purpose of rectification of our soul, ultimately leading to the attainment of the moksha, the ultimate bliss in the midst of abundance. So whenever we move on a different track, Nemesis, the traffic police, signals red to shift our direction for the so that we can move forward in the track we have been we have come here to go through, for the purpose of rectification of our soul. And from the third house and the position or situation of the lordship planet of the third house in a particular natal chart, it can easily be interpreted where we should channelize our energies to put our effort on, what we should work for, the things which will bring us name, fame, and recognition, everything. It is really be translated, it can really be easily translated from the third house and the position of its lordship planet from a particular natal chart. Pinpointly, exactly, and it will match 100%. That's true, I can do that. Now, before understanding the lordship planet of the third house across different zodiac signs in various natal charts, we'll have to understand first the Mahadasha of the lordship planet of that concerned third house. During the Mahadasha of the third house lord, huge topsy-turvy surface on the life of the native, to bring about change. The change can be either positive or negative, depending on the position of the lordship planet of the third house in a particular natal chart. If the lordship planet of the third house is positive or strong in a particular natal chart, the topsy-turvy will ascertain the advent of a positive change, and the native will really work harder and fight through any kind of struggles to gain the positive rewards from that change. And at the end of the period of Mahadasha, or on the verge of the end of the period of the Mahadasha, the positive rewards will start reflecting or materializing in the life of the native in the existing birth. Again, if the third house lord is afflicted in a particular natal chart, the topsy-turvy will really worsen the existing predicament, making the natives suffer, and the natives may have to work harder to rectifying the same during the time period of the entire Mahadasha. Ultimately, it is our prarabdha, the accumulated result of our deeds through cycle of birth and death till our present worth. You have to accept it. Nemesis can never be denied. Now, let's understand the signification of the planetary position of the third house lord in different zodiacs across various natal charts. Let's start it from the first house. Suppose the lordship planet of the third house is positing in the ascendant. Okay, before moving forward, I just want to tell you one thing, that to understand or to know about the things which we should do, or the things or our effort or our if okay, the things which will bring us, or the fields or spheres of professions, which spheres or fields of professions or which kind of stuffs will bring us name, fame and recognition in the existing birth, can easily be understood if, or to understand that, you have to consider the position of the third house lord from the position of the ascendant lord. I mean to say that the position of the third house lord from the position of the ascendant lord in a particular natal chart determines and clearly indicates the fields of professional spheres where you should channelize your energies, where you should put your effort on, where you should deliver all your hard works. Again, the position of the third house lord from the position of the moon in a particular natal chart indicates the fields of professions or the spheres of jobs or the stuffs which your mind wants to work for, where your mind will get peace working, where your mind will get peace delivering all of its energies. So the things which will bring, doing of which will bring us mental peace, can easily be understood from the position of the third house lord, from the position of the moon in a particular natal chart. Again, to understand the things which will bring us appreciation in this world of Maya, you will have to closely observe the position of the third house lord from the position of Jupiter in a particular natal chart, and in Raghunandi Nari it is clearly stated there. Now, for making things clear and easy for you to understand, I am here considering the position of the third house lord from the ascendant, not from the ascendant lord, to make you understand which things will bring you peace, which things will bring you name, fame and recognition, which things you should work for, what destiny is asking you to do for the rectification of your soul in this present birth. The results will more or less the same if if it is counted from the position of the ascendant lord also. So I am counting here from the ascendant in a particular natal chart. Now let's suppose that third house lord is positing the first house in a constant natal chart. So what is first house? First house is our very self, is our basic personality traits. And again, first house is 11th from the third, and 11th house is the house of profits, is the house of material gains. So it clearly suggests, I mean to say that such kind of position of the third house lord in the ascendant clearly suggests that the native should put forth all his energies, all his or her energies, should work harder and harder on himself or herself towards the development of his or her basic personality or characteristic traits. And by doing this, he will earn name, fame, and recognition, and quite miraculously this will happen. That is the power or magic of the third lord. You have to believe in that. Natives with third house lord positing at the ascendant should have to work on himself or herself towards development of his or her own personality traits or basic characteristic traits. And destiny is wanting such kind of natives to do this, to become selfish, to think about himself or herself, to think about the very self of the native. Destiny is asking such natives to do such things, and this will of course bring him name, fame, recognition, and everything, ultimately leading to the attainment of the moksha, the ultimate bliss in the midst of abundance. So you'll have to understand this very clearly. Now let's move forward to another example of a natal chart with third house lord positing at the second house. Now you'll have to understand it in this way, that second house is the 12th house from the third house, and 12th house is never good for any kind of planet, so it is not very good planetary position. Such natives, and as 12th house indicates expenditure, so such natives will of course, and second house indicates family wealth, so such natives will of course spoil the family wealth. 12th house also indicates detachment, so such natives will of course get detached from his or her family. 12th house also indicates, okay, now understand in this way, that third house is second from the second house, so second house is the family house of family wealth, so such natives will have to work harder for seeing an increase or uprise in the bank balance of his or her family. Again, as second house is also, as third house, as second is also 12th from the third house, and the third house is second from the second house, so 12th house symbolizing abroad, so it can easily be interpreted in this way also, that such natives should have to put all his or her efforts on stuffs relating from abroad to surface growth, persistence, increase in the family wealth. Now let's understand it from another example. Suppose third house is positing at the third house itself. So third house is the house of bravery, courage, willpower, hardworking ability, the indomitable zeal to fight through anything to winning, never to bog down under pressure, never to bow down their head under any kind of troublesome situations, to win in the struggle of dry union existence. So such natives should work for increasing their relationships with their siblings. They should work for their siblings. Destiny is wanting them to do such things. Destiny is asking them to work for their siblings. Destiny is asking them to work for their surroundings, to work for the betterment of their neighborhood, to work for the betterment of their childhood friends. Destiny is wanting them to do so. Destiny is asking them to develop their writing abilities. Destiny is asking them to increase their communication skills through their facial expressions or bodily gestures. Destiny is asking them to increase their determination. Destiny is asking them to increase their skills related with their hands. So such natives should put all their energies into such spheres, and it will of course bring them magical name, fame, and recognition. That's true. Now let's understand what will happen when the third ship lord posits at the fourth house in a particular natal chart. Fourth house is the house of family bliss, house of comfort, house of peace, house of vehicles, luxury, house of mother, house of happiness. So such natives will of course be comfort seeking and pleasure loving. They'll be lazy. Such natives, destiny is asking such natives to always work harder, harder, and harder for the betterment of their family, for the better. They should take care of their mother. They should be ready to do anything for their mother. Destiny is asking them to do such things to get the ultimate bliss in the midst of abundance. So, as fourth house symbolizes home, so anything they will do from home or for anything they will do from home or they will do for home will bring them name, fame, and recognition. That's for sure. That will happen. Again, you have seen so many housewives spending all their life, spending all their energies doing all the household chores, and ultimately they are getting recognition in the society that she is an example of a idle housewife. Such things happens when third house lord posits at the fourth house. Again, fourth house is second from the third house, so third house symbolizes willpower, indomitable spirit to fight, to work harder and harder. So whether their hard work will bring them happiness in the midst of family care can also be. So such kind of planetary position assures that their hard work, their effort will bring them homely peace in the midst of family care. That's a great achievement. It's a good position in a particular natal chart. I'll say that. Now let's suppose that third house lord is positing at the fifth house. So what is fifth house? Fifth house is the house of a creative skill, is the house of a speech, is the house of a son, is the house of higher education. Again, fifth house is 11th from the third house. Fifth house, fifth house aspects the 11th house. And the final outcome of the aspect of the fifth house at the 11th house can be determined from the eighth aspect of the 11th house, and that is the third house. So such natives should put all their energies on the development of their children. This will bring them name, fame, and recognition. Take my words for granted. Such natives should put all their energies, should work harder and harder for learning more and more, and this will increase their learning, this will increase their knowledge, and in return their knowledge will make them profitable as far as material gains are concerned. These natives should work harder in the fields or spheres of professions of creativity involving our vocal cord, involving our hand. They should work harder and put all their energies in such type of creative professions where a vocal cords is involved or where our hand is involved, such as, for example, cricket, singing, music industries. Now let's understand what happens when third house lord posits at the sixth house. Sixth house is the fourth from the third house. Fourth is our house of home, happiness, family, mother. Sixth house indicates our competitive mentality, our hard-working ability, our victory, our win over opposition. And third house also indicates bravery, courage, willpower, never to walk down under pressure, and always ready to fight through anything to winning. So the most suitable professions, the most suitable spheres for such natives will be defense services, because our who is our mother? Our country is our mother. What is our home? Our country is our home. What is our happiness? The growth of our country is our happiness. So such natives should put forth all their energies and hard work in terms of defense services such as navy, army, or police, and so on. And going to such professions or fields of professions will work wonders for such natives. Again, sixth house indicates debts. So such natives should have to spend carefully. Destiny is asking them to do so. Sixth house also indicates diseases. So such natives should have to maintain a strict and healthy routine. Destiny is asking them to do so. Now again, understand what will happen when third house lord will posit at the seventh house. Seventh house is the seventh house. Seventh house is the fifth house from the third house. Seventh house is the house of spouse, house of business, house of relations, and fifth house is the house of her speech. So such natives should work harder and harder to maintain healthy relationships with their spouse through their speech of romance. And through sugar-coated words, they should always try to maintaining a healthy relationships with their business associates, and this will create wonders in their business. This will take their business to such a grandiose heights that has never been imagined or thought of. They should always work on relations through their speech, through sugar-coated words. Destiny is asking them to do so. They should listen to their spouse also. Now, understand what will happen when third house lord posits at the eighth house. Eighth house is the sixth house from the third house, and eighth house is the house of the occult mystics, secret missions, research oriented professions. So such natives should put all their energies into the field of occult, in the field of astrology, into the field of secret missions, into the field of research oriented jobs, research oriented studies. Eighth house again is the house of death, so such natives should take care of themselves very much. Again, sixth house, again, eighth house is sixth from the third, so it indicates that such natives will face challenges in the spheres already mentioned, but they will be infested with the capacity inbuilt from the Lord to overcome such challenges, to become victorious, to set their leafy banners high on the opposition. Now again, suppose third house lord is positing at the ninth house. Ninth house is the seventh house from the third house. So seventh house is the house of the spouse, and ninth house is the house of the father. So house of the father, house of religion, house of education. So such natives should put forth all their energies in the spheres of religion, in the spheres of higher education, or in the spheres referred by their father. This will really turn out magical. This will really work magical for such natives, and they will get name, fame, recognition, everything. And as I've already told you in my earlier video, that such natives will have to work hard with sugar-coated words to make their father agree about the choice of spouse or choice of business. Again, suppose third house is positing at the 10th house. 10th house is the house of karma already. So such natives should never get bogged down or never get afraid of working. They should always try to work hard to learn how to work. So the professions, fields of professions such as teachers, trainers, preachers will be most suitable for them, as they show how to work. Again, 10th house is 8th from the third house, and 8th house is the house of the occult. So such natives may work for the occult, shift their energies in the spheres of occult. Destiny is asking them to do so. May go to the fields of secret missions, secret agencies like raw or whatever. They should spend all their energies in doing research, and ultimately they will get success. Now let's understand what will happen when third house lord posits at the 11th house. 11th house is already the house of profit and material gains. So whatever the native, and every planet is bound to deliver good results positing at the 11th house. So here I will suggest such natives to go for fields where their hand, where the involvement of hand or vocal cord is recorded, because third house symbolizes our hand and our vocal cord, because it is the house of communication through, okay, not vocal cord, because it is vocal cord symbolizes the second house symbolizes the vocal cord. So such, I will suggest such natives to work in the spheres where involvement of their hand is recorded. So cricket, table tennis, or tennis will be a perfect field for such kind of natives. They should work harder and harder and get oblivious of any kind of obstacles coming in front of them. They should only work harder and harder without thinking of the results in the fields of professions where the involvement of hand is directly related. They can easily become a good tennis player, a good cricketer. There are so many examples for cricketers with such sort of planetary positions. Okay, now again, suppose third house lord is posing in the 12th house. What is 12th house? 12th house is the house of moksha, is the house of detachment, is the house of expenditure, is the house of foreign lands. So such kind of natives should have to be ready to go abroad, to work harder and harder and harder, because their name, fame, and recognition is awaiting them abroad. They should go to the spheres of spirituality. They should try harder and harder to develop in themselves awareness of spirituality, leading to the attainment of moksha, the ultimate bliss in the midst of abundance. And really, moksha or spirituality is beckoning such natives. So do such things. Second, 12th house also symbolizes investment. So such natives should go for the fields where investment is concerned, because 12th house is the 10th house from the third house. So it will of course bring them name, fame, recognition in the spheres of investment also. So such is the magical power of the third house lord, and it varies according to its positions in various various zodiac signs across various natal charts. So if this video of mine has helped you even a bit, do hit the subscribe button and the like button, because this will inspire me a lot to come up with such interesting videos, only for the purpose of enriching your insight into the den of Vedic Hindu astrology, for the rectification of your soul, for ultimately leading you the attainment of moksha. You may also consider visiting my website at www.shandipishastrology.com for, if you really want me to consult, if you really want consultation from me for the betterment of your life, you may do that from my website by booking an appointment. Though there is a huge rush there, and so it may stay houseful. You may have to wait for that. But sooner or later, you'll of course get an appointment. Just book an appointment from my website. You may also consider joining my Facebook page for staying updated about my regular upcoming videos. You may also write me in the comment section if you want to know anything. I will try to come up with a solution, come up with a video providing a solution depending on my hectic and tedious schedule. Again, thank you a lot for listening to me in my Vedic Hindu Astrology YouTube channel. Thank you a lot. Thank you from the deepest core of my heart. Thanks.